Hi, my name is Graham McConnell, CEO and co-founder of Nth Round, and I'm joined today by one of our customers, Chris Hussar, who's the managing partner at Accelerated Partners. We're going to talk about some of the challenges faced by fund managers and how Nth Round can help. Chris, thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, Graham. Happy to do it.
Chris, can you start by giving us a quick description of Accelerated Partners?
Accelerated Partners is a private equity group, a direct investment firm. We're based here in Birmingham, Alabama, and we also look at opportunities up in Philadelphia. We started the company about a year ago, and essentially our structure is we have two general partners and we have seven advisory general partners. And our business model is essentially to identify great investment opportunities, either take a minority investment position or a control position in great operating companies. And then we raise capital within our general partner group, and then also with limited partners that we identify that seek to invest in our opportunities.
Great. And can you talk to us a little bit about the challenges faced by fund managers? Obviously there's the challenges of just finding investors, but just administratively, are there other challenges that you face?
Sure. For us, being a relatively new and emerging manager, and this might be the case for other private equity or investment firms, we really want to stay extremely lean with our internal group. So we really want to focus all of our efforts internally on identifying opportunities and then sourcing capital through limited partners that we know. But I would say challenges that we face would be all the block and tackling the administrative tasks that we really don't want to staff up for internally, but that still need to be done on every single deal we do. So whether it's getting all the documentation together from our attorney for the limited partners, really just doing all the administrative tasks that is, at the end of the day, it's really important, but it's $50, $100, $200 an hour work instead of $10,000 an hour work. And so those are some of the challenges that we face, really just making sure that we check all the boxes as we're raising capital and taking care of the deals.
And are there trends going on in the private equity space that lead you or others to look at software that they can solve?
Yeah, I would say some of the biggest trends we're seeing as we're identifying good investments and then bringing investors into those deals is that over the last year, year and a half, investors have been a little bit more reluctant or even less interested in meeting in person or doing events or really just a lot of the things the way business was done in the past. And now they're more interested in saying, hey, let's hop on a Zoom call, let's jump on a call, let's exchange emails over the investment that we're talking about. And so I would say some of the trends for us is just being really proficient and streamlined in terms of our communication, because it is happening in a different way versus in person as much as it used to. And so we really want to make sure that we have the right tools, the right data, just really making it an easy process to really communicate the investment opportunity, the capital we're looking to raise, and then giving them access to the investment once we do close the transaction.
And I know a little bit about the last investment that you made. It's a very cool company, but can you tell us just about some of the details of the fundraising process and how you did that?
Sure, absolutely. So for us and in working with you guys, really the big assistance for us was that we could focus all of our efforts, especially on the front end. So the key things for us, again, are identifying the investment, making sure we do our diligence, that we think it's a good investment, and then talking to our prospective limited partners about the investment. But then at that point, we really wanted to be able to point our LPs and our investor network to kind of a single point of contact, a single source that they could go to in order to access things like the executive summary of the deal, the operating documents that we had teed up through our attorney, and just all the things that we wanted them to see. But we didn't want to do it in really a drip format or over a sequence of a number of emails like we've done in the past. And so being able to consolidate everything through your portal was extremely helpful. It was very efficient. And so that's really, it saved us a lot of time and a lot of energy on our internal team by being able to outsource that.
And how important is transparency for you and your investors into your portfolio?
Yeah, transparency and trust is everything. As you know, it's you're only as good as the trust that you have with that other person on the other side of the table. And so we want to make sure that we carry that through the whole process. So not just telling the prospective investor about the opportunity in the beginning, but then as we are able to close that transaction, and then we have that cap table set up with the different investors, we want to make sure that they can see everything that's going on with the investment moving forward, not only what their equity stake is or what part of the company that they own, but also just communication about the investment, investor updates, communication from both the operating company that we've invested in, along with our internal GP team that wants to communicate certain things to the investors. So transparency and trust is everything. And so we want to make sure that they know they have a point to access all that information, and it's secure, it's trustworthy, and that they can reach us whenever they need to, either through that portal or by communicating directly with us on our team.
And what made Nth Round stand out amongst other software providers that you looked at?
Sure. I think for us, really what stood out with you guys was your team and your responsiveness to us, along with the technology capabilities that you guys provided us. As we looked at some of the other providers in the marketplace, I mean, for us, it was a matter of not being able to actually talk to a live person or really just get direct feedback about their product offering. Whereas when we were first introduced, you and your team jumped on a Zoom call with us right away. You identified exactly what Nth Round did and how you could help solve our problems. And that's really what we were looking for. So I would say the communication of your team, the responsiveness of your team, and the technology itself, having this portal that we can point all of our prospective investors to and existing investors to. And it's one point of contact. It's not me emailing everybody over and over again with different docs. It's really just pointing them to that one source. So that's really why we chose you guys.
Great, appreciate it. And lastly, what plans do you have for the future and possibly even using our platform to its full extent to, continue down your journey at Accelerated?
Well, I view our partnership with you guys really kind of twofold. One is as we identify new opportunities for investment, because we seek to do roughly 4 to 6 new investments a year. And for each of those investments, we'll be raising capital, both from existing investors that are in prior deals, as well as new investors that are looking to get access to our pipeline. And so I really see our relationship with you guys expanding 2 ways. One, for those new opportunities, just being able to replicate what we've already done with the last couple investments and just have that ease of use for us on our internal team to keep pointing those new investors to that portal. And number 2, I really see your portal being almost like a second website for us, so that for all of our existing investors, they can really go to that spot to really find all that key information, the crucial things that they need to see about their existing investments with us. So it really almost becomes just another spot for our investors to go, like they would manage their publicly traded stocks or mutual funds or bonds. They can go to our portal for all the direct investments they have with us and really see kind of a clean spot to see all their information, see what their investment's worth. And so I view it almost like a second website for Accelerated Partners that we can just direct all of our existing investors to, along with the new prospective investors on new deals that we have in our pipeline.
That's great. Well, we're excited. Chris, thank you so much for joining us, and I'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thanks, Graham. Appreciate it.